Yeah.
So, yeah.
More importantly, now I know why Theseus has no booty.
Because
Yeah, every time he turns his back with his shield and you fight him, it's like
I'm going to be keeping an eye on
he
him.
doesn't fear your attacks because he doesn't have an
Yeah,
arm.
before we started recording, I was doing a run. I'd just beaten the Hydra, so I'm coming up on Theseus, and I'm gonna see if he has a booty now.
are you going to change your tactics
What I
now
find
that you know that
strange.
he doesn't have an ass?
I mean, funnily enough, the tactic to beat Theseus is stab him in the ass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Because Theseus, he's
He's got a shield at the front.
He fights with like a spear and a shield, and the shield is impervious, so you really need like a way to sneak around him.
Oh, so you got to get behind him and, do...
Spoilers for Hades,
but
by the
such a
way,
dickhead.
if you haven't already realised, listeners.
Yeah, but he's so self-confident and a dickhead, he will turn his back to you anyway and just like skulk somewhere off with his shield and spear, and it's just like, right, stab him in the back.
He is the worst.
Oh, dear.
Hello and welcome to the shipping forecast. With me, somewhere in the dark abyss, is James.
Hello.
And Nick.
Well, it's a pretty big dark abyss. Like,
As
you're
is life,
down
Nick.
in the Fens, I'm in Yorkshire.
It's all dark, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Grace.
But quite literally here, because literally I do not have a bulb in my room after I spent my entire holiday redecorating it, because there was literally holes in the wall. And now I am just sitting in the dark with this tiny little cat-shaped nightlight, and it's doing bugger all for me. I can't read my notes or anything. Like, I can't read my handwriting anyway, and it's dark. And let's just say what I'm reviewing might be a completely different story to what I actually read, so I'm just going to completely improvise what I read. You're welcome.
So the real question right now is, how many of us does it take to change a light bulb?
What?
I'm not allowed to drive down and help you.
I don't know. How many podcasters does it take to change a light bulb? Is what you say in response. And then I go, obviously more than 3. Dun-dun.
That was shit. That was utter shit. Don't put it in. That's an embarrassment.
I'll do what I want. I'm the editor.
Before lockdown 3, but since it is lockdown, you're on your own.
Yeah, I am. We all are. That was bleak. Let's cut that out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, what the fuck, James?
Fucking
You had
hell.
a really shit joke and you followed it up with a really bleak statement. You're like, oh yeah, Grace, talk about the darkness because it's really funny.
Talk about the darkness.
I should have just gone, I believe in a thing called love.
Oh yeah, that's way better. So Grace, how is the darkness?
I can't speak now.
She doesn't know they're not allowed around her house.
Not since they got the restraining order.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They won't be touching you anytime soon.
Hey.
Oh, fuck off. I disguised myself as a truck driver and everything. Oh well.
What?
He got caught blowing a truck driver
Oh yeah.
in a bush or something.
Forgot about that.
I vaguely remember that. Very vaguely.
So Grace, please tell me your fic is about chaos, because it would be really fitting that you're recording from the abyss tonight.
Sadly, it's not about chaos, and I think it's about. Oh, fuck's sake! It's about. What the fuck does that say? I'm just turning. Hang on. I'm gonna use my laptop to sort of.
Does it say something
get it
about
right.
a short king?
Yes, it does, James.
Good.
Hang
So
on.
I don't have Grace's
Oh my
notes in
god,
front
my
of me, but I do
laptop
have...
was literally just. Oh, fuck's sake, it's gone on. You know when it does that shut down thing, where it doesn't actually shut down, but it kind of sleeps? I was literally. My eyes were. My nose was touching the paper and it went.
Oh dear.
Yes, but it's not a secret, is it?
Well, no, but if your laptop goes to sleep, maybe the call will disconnect and you'll stop recording.
No, it's not. It's not that it's going to sleep. It just power saves, so it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, just
every once in a while. I'm just giving
Give
it a
it-
wiggle every once in a while, but I'm
Okay.
using it as my main source of light, as well as the little cat lamp. Right. So today my fic is Short King by Boba Deluxe.
hmm
And love a fucking god. Right, okay,
Grace,
I'm gonna
do
do
you
my
have
best.
the fic open?
Huh?
Do you have the fic itself open?
I do
Maybe
have
it's
the
easy.
fic. I do have the fic itself open, but I'm also trying to read my notes because I've had to condense the 3 chapters in notes on this
okay.
little. Hear that? Manual paper notes. The good thing is, it doesn't run out of charge. The bad news is, it doesn't produce light because it's paper.
So your phone should have a torch as well, if that would help.
Oh shit! Yeah, my phone's got a torch on it.
You're welcome.
Wow. Oh my
You're welcome.
word.
You know, you could probably turn on your Switch as well, and then...
Oh, don't.
Hell, tell you what, nip outside, ask your mum if she's got another torch you can bring in.
No.
Or like a portable lamp or something.
No, I'm just gonna use my
Wait,
torch.
Grace, there must be a lamp in your house somewhere.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Oh, this is actually working quite well. I'll just use my phone torch.
Okay.
Maybe,
Let there be light.
maybe.
So when I was painting my room, my bulb went, so I had to finish painting it in the dark, and I had to use my torchlight. So I do know it exists. It's just
Hang on, so the bulb has blown again?
no. It didn't work. But basically, when I was painting my room, I took the bulb out, and then when I tried to put it back in, because it was getting dark and I'd finished painting the ceiling, it just didn't work because the filament in it had snapped.
Oh, okay.
So
But-
yeah.
You had light earlier when we were warming up, right?
Yeah, because it was coming from the window where the sun
Oh,
is.
right,
Ah,
okay.
right, I see.
I'm with you now. Got it.
Hey, okay, sorry, alright. Back on to being professional. Okay, Short King by Boba Deluxe. It starts with asterisk. Asterisk? No.
Wait, Asterisk is
the
in
ball.
this. Is Obelisk
No,
here
he's-
too?
No, he's not. Shut up. Okay, let me start
Oh.
again. This is Short King by Boba Deluxe. Does anyone want to hear the tags before I start?
I do.
Yes.
Excellent. Let me turn on my tablet. Look at me, 3 devices going on at once. I feel like a hacker. Okay. Okay. Teen audience and up, and the tags are crack treated seriously, height differences, misunderstandings, existential crisis, self-esteem issues, Short King anthem, reference to ancient Greek religion and law.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the Short King anthem?
Yeah, I'm about to Google it.
Theseus singing the Short King anthem, the fic. That's
Short
it.
King Anthem is a song by Black Bear and TMG. TMG stands for Tiny Meat Gang.
Why would you brag about that?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess they were tired of all the rappers singing about their big dicks, and they were like, well, you know what? We're gonna stop. We're gonna represent the Short Penis Gang.
No, do you know
Oh
what?
my God.
In my head, they are the band who they just make like little sliders. You know, with
Well,
them,
one of them's got neck tattoos.
them like you know them like really tiny burgers that sort of posh people.
Oh, yeah.
Make.
Yes.
Just
Tiny
because,
burgers.
yeah, just
Yeah,
because
I
they
know
don't-
what you mean, Nick.
Yeah,
That
sliders.
is a real thing.
Yeah, just so they don't have to like justify like shoving an entire like £half-pound burger into the face.
Oh my lord.
So, I think we should briefly stop here and listen to this song so we know what we're talking about.
Oh god, here we go.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think that this
Short
relates
King
that much
anthem.
to the song.
I'd like to know what we're talking about as well. So,
Okay.
that's better.
I
I'm
can
just
suck
gonna,
a titty while standing up. Sorry, I'm just
That's-
forwarding into this.
it's a song about how fucking how short people are good.
And that's why it's called the Tiny Meat Gang.
It's just because they're short. Alright, okay.
Right, now I've
Fuck's
established
sake.
that. Well, I suppose Randy Newman did a song called Short People Got No Meaning.
What?
So maybe this is like a response to that.
Oh my god.
Or Short People Got No Reason to Live.
What?
Yeah, that's... I don't get
Bit
fucking...
harsh, Nick. I know you're tall, but leave it out.
No, it's a Randy Newman song. It's like, I don't know what Randy Newman's got against short people.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
How tall is Randy Newman?
I'm going to have a look.
Please be 5 foot. Please be 5 foot.
Randy Newman height. He is. Hang on a minute. Fucking 1.83.
This is a detour, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's fine. I'm taking a
go.
brief distraction to listen to this anyway.
he is about 6 foot tall, which is a shame. But I am 6'3", so I am taller.
He's short compared to you, therefore you can look down and laugh.
Yes.
I'm gonna find a way to edit that. Yeah, you're gonna be talking about how you're 4'10", and all of the just because I've like tweaked it a little bit.
Yeah, I can see the call now. It's like, Nick, can you just say the first 3 numbers that pop into your head, please?
No reason.
Yeah, no reason.
999.
Nick, how many fingers am I holding up?
They'll just be edited in like 3 foot 10 inches.
Thank you. There you go. I've got it.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so I've established what the Short King anthem is.
Yeah.
Now I don't feel like such a boomer.
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
what happens in this fic, Grace? Oh, hang on. Can we talk about the notes before we say anything like that?
What else about my notes?
Not your
No, the notes on the fic.
Oh, alright, I'm getting defensive over my little paper notes.
I can't see your paper notes,
In the
Grace. We're in
dark.
2 different rooms in 2 different
That
houses.
hasn't stopped you before.
Well, the notes on the fic say, "Oh yeah," then in all caps, "fuck me in the ass." I
Yeah.
run into another dialogue after writing this again, and Asterius is not illiterate. ASDJAKLS.
I think that's just like mashing keyboard in frustration.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
that bit in this
ridiculous.
fic was because I wrote it before I found out. Let's just say it's headcanon that Theseus taught him to read right. Yeah, let's go with that. Sobs.
Oh, okay, doke.
Yeah, it barely comes up. I don't know why they worry about it.
Well, it's good to
But
know.
yeah, it is good to know. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Yes, fire when ready.
Right. It starts with Asterius reflecting on how boring Elysium is, and how he likes it when Zagreus, who he calls Short One, shows up to fight him and Theseus.
Alright.
Once again, Zagreus shows up to fight him. They are about to finish their pre-fight banter when Zagreus whines at him, you hurt me with this Short One business almost as much as that axe.
Oh.
Why isn't Theseus the short one? We're the same height. And Asterius just starts thinking, he's like, are they the same height? But Zagreus is so short. He's essentially just retorts with, well, he's a great king, and whatever, he's better than you, now fight me, basically. And, they start fighting.
Okay.
Brilliant.
After the fight, Asterius is just like, well, shit, he's right. Theseus is really short. Bearing in mind, Asterius is the Minotaur, and he's massive.
Yeah.
And it says, so basically he had recently gotten involved with Theseus, and was slightly embarrassed that he hadn't noticed, probably to do with like rose-tinted glasses and all that, and the way he carries himself. He doesn't know much about the world, having only lived his life in the labyrinth, so if Zagreus is insecure about his height, maybe Theseus is. Right.
Okay.
And he
Makes
thinks,
sense.
how can Theseus be insecure about anything? So either way, without thinking, when they're on this walk together, he just sort of blurts out, I don't mind that you're short, and Theseus just freezes.
God,
Theseus,
imagine
big,
doing that on like a
what
date or something.
braggart.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just followed by this really awkward silence. And Theseus is, in a very small, defeated voice, asks, Am I short? So it turns out that Theseus was completely unaware that he was short, but he starts raving about how he's not short, and Asterius is just tall, and it's not the size of a man, but his quality that counts, right?
Okay.
And Theseus absolutely loses his shit. It's like, how come I have never... Are you saying that I am the same height as that fiend? Me, the champion of Elysium, the greatest king of Athens. I am as short as that treacherous, that monster. Ah! And he just screams into his pillow.
Oh, they were in bed during this talk.
I have no idea. I assume so.
Well, it's like pillow talk
And
between a
so-
short bloke
and
and,
then
and a minotaur.
Also, this is the thing.
You're casual.
I don't think Theseus is short. I just think the Minotaur is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could easily be that, and Asterius is like, he's beneath you, king, and he's like, no, evidently we are at eye level, and just hurls a pillow at Asterius, and it hits him in the chest, and like even more
Oh,
apparent
no.
that he's a lot taller than him, and he just storms off. Right. So Asterius, he's like, oh fuck, alright, I've got to go sort this mess out. So who does he go to for relationship advice? Patroclus. Patroclus. I've got to get that
Okay.
right. Pat.
Yeah, let's stick with Pat.
Yeah, our Pat.
So he goes up to him and he goes, Theseus is terribly fond of you. I could not fathom what you could have done to upset him. You used to eat children and he got over it. Yeah. He's forgiven a lot of you, Asterius. You used to eat fucking kids. But then Asterius is like, yeah, but I called him short. And then there's like a moment's silence, and Patroclus is like, do nothing. He is short. Let him go over it.
Oh, for God's
He's
sake.
a nobbed.
He is a hobbit.
And then Asterius is like, oh, but he won't look up at me to talk to me, and he keeps scaling the walls to reach stuff off the top shelf instead of just asking me. And and then Pat is just like, oh, just let him. He'll get tired of it eventually. And then Asterius is like, his performance is suffering. He's like, oh, fine, fine.
Oh no.
So he relents, and he tells Asterius about Theseus's past and why he's so insecure. Just sort of give him a little bit of backstory, like why he is the way he is, and maybe why this height thing is such a big deal.
Okay.
Turns out that Theseus hasn't told Asterius the complete truth about him, and like Asterius doesn't even know how he died
Right.
and all that. So, cue Pat telling him, like, just spilling the beans. So he's just like, so, after Theseus defeated the Minotaur, he was so busy gloating that he forgot to change his sails to a white signal, or white sail, to signal that he was alive. His dad saw the black sails on his ship and committed suicide because he thought he was dead.
That's very melodramatic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. But instead of being humbled by his father's death, Theseus spirals, marries and remarries loads and loads of women, befriended some other idiot king, caused their kingdoms loads of trouble, landed themselves in the underworld. Hades cursed the rock they were sat on to merge with their arse, until Heracles ripped him from the fucking rock, leaving him without an arse. Then he returns home to find the whole of Athens hates him, and he takes refuge on some island, but the king of the island just like throws him off a cliff in case Theseus tries to overthrow him. So yeah, insecure as
Wow.
fuck.
So
Yeah.
Heracles rescued him, but how did they unmerge? Like, ripped him out the rocks so he didn't.
Yeah, they ripped it.
So he returned without a fully functioning asshole.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is tying in.
Yeah.
Didn't
He
we?
doesn't
Yeah,
have
it's
an
calling
arse
back
anymore.
to the
He
last
ripped his arse
episode.
off.
Yeah. Grace found another butthole thing,
Yeah.
but not in the way you were thinking.
No, I want to know why I'm getting all the animal people fix as well as like
Hey, you chose this one.
arses. I know I chose this one because I didn't want to read about Charon being fingered by the Styx. That's
Well.
why.
Yeah, maybe you've just got a type.
Yeah.
Maybe Grace is a
Shut
secret
up.
fairy.
No, I'm not. and Asterius is like, right, I've got to tell him in some way. He's just got to pour his heart out now.
Right, okay.
and so he quite awkwardly starts with, "You may be short," and then Theseus frowns at him, and he's like, "But you are a short king." And Theseus starts stroking his chin. "Go on," and he goes, "You are 5 foot something, but you are royalty." And Asterius can't actually believe what he's saying right now because it's just fucking ridiculous. He seems to be listening though. "It does not matter what you did, what you do, or how tall you are. You are the greatest king of Athens." "Yes!" Theseus agrees enthusiastically. "I am! Now you're speaking my language, Asterius." "You may be the same height as the short Zagreus, but you are above him. You still stand tall because you do not need height." "Exactly. Oh, you are getting me excited, my friend. Your words are like music to my ears." And I like that you are shorter than me."
Oh dear.
I mean, you do? Blinked Theseus. I do. There's no way out of it. He's just like, "Fuck, send me
Might
back
as
to
well
the
stick.
labyrinth." And he gets really embarrassed, and he's like, "I find it is attractive." He says.
He wished he
Theseus
was still
like, Theseus is just,
Jesus.
Oh bless.
yeah, Theseus is just grinning ear to ear. He's like, "Haha, confidence back." And he's like, "Oh," and then he's like, "I've never noticed before," Theseus mutters, "but I could suck on your bosom standing up. Ha! And they said I was not enough of a man." Asterius is like, "My what?" "Never mind that." Theseus suddenly hugs him. "Oh, Asterius, thank you. I could always rely on you in combat, in life, or in death. You know what I mean. You boosted my spirit right up. I would do without you. What would I do without you in this so-called paradise? I'm glad that you feel better, King," Asterius said, returning the hug. Due to their height difference, his hand rested rather low from Theseus's back. Flat. What was that, my dearest fool? "Nothing, King." Yeah, Theseus still does not have an arse even in death.
Oh, yeah, of
Theseus
course.
has no
Welcome.
ass.
Damn.
Oh, for God's sake.
Wow.
And that's the end. And it was
Yeah.
really good.
I didn't think a fic would make me feel sorry for Theseus. Because Theseus is a douche.
I know, that's what surprised me about it. Yeah, he is.
And
It's just like, oh.
Now I feel bad for him.
Oh.
Because he's short and he's got no ass.
Short and no butt.
Oh.
But yeah, Boba Deluxe, absolutely fantastic. Really
Mhm.
liked it. And please make more, even though we all agree that Theseus is a fucking tool.
But to be fair, the author also seems to believe that,
Of course.
according to the notes.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Though, there is one
yeah,
thing I
but
have to
none of us
check.
quite know why Asterius is staying with him.
Okay, there are 2,178 works that have the tag Existential Crisis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fan
Yeah,
fiction.
we're gonna have to explore that at some point.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because we've all had one of those.
Yeah. Some of us are still having them.
I like
Yes.
how you can have them in death, according to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you no longer exist, but you're still having an existential
Oh, wow.
crisis.
That...
I'm dead,
Yeah.
but...
Similarly, there are 18,000 works in self-esteem issues.
Oh.
So,
Oh, Lord.
9 times more than Existential Crisis.
Yeah,
It's because they couldn't spell existential.
Yeah, probably. So I've been reading Zagreus and Other Princes of Hell.
yeah, we better get on to, back onto
Thanks
that.
for asking, by the way.
Yeah, well, I did ask. You took no notice.
Yeah, because we then went off on a weird tangent about the history of Glory Hole.
Yes.
Sorry, I need
this
to-
show takes us to some strange places.
So Zagreus and the Other Princes of Hell by Toast Cat is a crossover between Hades and the Devil May Cry series.
Ah.
The summary of the fic is a dumb fic in which very dumb things happen.
Oh, dumb is trademarked. I quite like
Excellent.
that.
Yeah, there's a special level of dumb, and that does come up. So
Is there like seven circles of dumb? Or is it like 9
No,
circles of gum?
Okay, full disclosure, I haven't finished this fic
Okay.
because it is
What kind of professional are you?
the fic is 53 chapters long.
You chose it.
I did choose it.
Now
And I
you
had a
gotta
feeling I
commit.
wouldn't finish it, and I didn't. I got 10 chapters in, I think.
I suppose that's good going for, like, what have you had, like 2 weeks?
It is good going.
Yeah.
I've had 2 weeks. I've also had to edit the show on top of that.
Yeah. So yeah, that is good going.
Yeah. But I will go on and continue it because I'm curious where it's going.
You can... Yeah.
So I'll finish it in my own time. Maybe I'll update us on the show at some point when I eventually do. So, bit of background about Devil May Cry. The two main protagonists of that are twin brothers, Dante and Virgil. They are half demon and fairly immortal. Like, they can be stabbed and everything and they come out fine. And spoilers for Devil May Cry 5, it ends on them descending into hell together.
Oh, okay.
Because they have to seal off the underworld from the other side. It's kind of like a ending of their story, kind of.
Yeah, they're sacrificing themselves to save the world, sort of thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like, Dante and Virgil are both kind of middle-aged men by the last game.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're in their 50s and 60s, and... Yeah, it ends on them both going in, and they hated each other up till then. Like, they've been bitter rivals all through the games, and it's them uniting and going down together. It's very sweet, and this fic picks up immediately after that.
Right, okay.
Because Dante and Virgil get lost on the way through hell, and they end up in a different hell.
Right, okay.
They end up in Tartarus.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to be in Tartarus. As you may be aware, when you enter Tartarus, when you enter the House of Hades, I should say, there is a list that Hypnos keeps, and Dante and Virgil are not on the list.
Right, okay.
And that's where our fic begins.
Mm-hmm.
They look confused and lost. They look battered as well. They've really come a long way through this.
Oh, fair enough.
And they run into Prince Zagreus, and Zagreus shows them around, because they eventually let slip that they're trying to get back to the surface as well.
Yeah.
And Zagreus is like, oh, what a coincidence, I'm off to the surface too. And they team up. They try and sneak around the house as well.
Right,
Because
okay.
Dante and Virgil are not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And Lord Hades will probably have some stern words for them.
Yeah.
So the thing I really like about this is the characterization of Dante and Virgil, because it reminds me of the Chuckle Brothers.
Oh, do they do the whole sort of like bickering thing and
They do a lot of bickering. Virgil's the typical edgelord. He carries a katana with him at all times.
He has studied the
And there's a lot of scenes where Virgil just bonks Dante on the head with the katana. Just like, nope, stop it. Because Dante's the fun one who like dicks around and everything, and Virgil is kind of stern and serious and talks like this all the time.
I think I remember you trying to get me to play one of the Devil May Cry games.
They're very good. And the soundtrack for the new one, top notch.
Oh, right, okay.
Full of edgelord music. It speaks to the inner angry teenage boy.
Oh, my
Which
word.
is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's really good.
My very angry inner teenage boy is alive and well.
Exactly. You'll have a good time listening to the soundtrack.
All right.
Everyone go listen to Devil Trigger. Very good song.
Oh, excellent.
So I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, another thing I like. Dante makes the same mistakes I do.
Okay.
We found the ferryman and paid him. Sharon. Karen? Like, Dante cannot pronounce it either.
Karen.
And
Excellent.
that's good. But at some point, they end up lying to Zagreus. Because they don't know how demons are going to be treated, so they kind of bluff and be like, yeah, we're also demigods and sons of Zeus. And... Which sort of works, because they do have sort of godlike powers.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So they're essentially doing the road to El Dorado with
Yes!
Zagreus.
That's exactly what this is. They're doing the road to El Dorado, but through Hades.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I hadn't thought of it
Virgil
that
and
way,
Dante,
but that's an excellent
mighty
point.
and powerful gods.
Yeah. So they eventually make a plan to escape the underworld together. They do the same thing as in the game Hades, where they start at the bottom and have to work their way up.
Righto, yeah.
But before they can do that, Zagreus needs to chat with his boyfriend, because this is also a Thanatos-Zagreus shipping fic.
Yeah, I found that, that's kind of prevalent in the Hades fandom.
It does. I always thought Megara, but no.
I think
it's all Thanatos all the time.
It does hint that he is with Megara as well, though.
Yeah, Megara strikes me as the ex.
She was saying something about whipping him properly, and then it was like, oh, tell her she can do that in her chambers or something, or whatever. I don't know. Never mind.
I think that comes up.
To be fair, you can date both
You
in the game. You don't need to just pick one, because monogamy is for Westerners.
Fair enough.
Who aren't Greek.
Monogamy hadn't been
it's
invented
boring.
yet.
Monogamy shit.
For saying that, in this fic, it establishes that the world has gone on as normal while Zagreus has tried to escape the depths of hell, because Dante has 2 guns.
Oh.
And he's just like, yeah, these are my guns.
Fair enough.
And, they don't get any phone signal down at the bottom as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can imagine that mobile phones haven't reached that sort of part of the...
It's true.
The
Plus, knowing
Dante,
he probably has a flip phone, because he is a bit of a boomer.
Right,
To
okay.
be fair, I don't get signal when I go to Holland and Barrett.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing as the House
That's
of
almost
Hades,
like
really.
Tartarus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mum's like, oh, can you get some like dried prunes or something, or whatever the fuck it she wants, and then don't know what else she wants because the signal's gone. I was like, fuck it, I'll get her some whey.
Nice.
Get some whey protein, get those guns going.
We're just going to establish that your mum is canonically hench, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. Your mum has given us all
As a
tickets to the
bodybuilder.
gun show.
Achilles is familiar with the twins as well, so that's kind of interesting. They loop all that together. But more importantly, Dante is very familiar with Cerberus.
Yeah.
Hey!
Because Cerberus... Dante has actually fought 2 dogs of the same breed Cerberus is in the previous games.
What, a hellhound?
Yeah, a 3-headed dog
All right,
called
okay.
Cerberus.
Yeah.
And he is overjoyed to see that there are other Cerberuses around, and he goes to pet him, and he gets to pet him.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
It's my favourite part of the game, Hades. I'm glad Dante enjoys it as well.
Yeah, it's...
Virgil is unimpressed, and he says the word baka.
Oh no.
Oh,
Now,
no.
for any of you that aren't weebs listening to this, baka it's kind of an anime thing of, I think it means idiot, or something like that.
Yeah, I read somewhere that it meant idiot, because one of my friends
Yeah.
said the word, and I was like, oh, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it's commonly said by the tsundere, which Virgil is in this fic. I don't really think he's tsundere in the games. It never really comes up. We don't get much characterization on Virgil.
Okay.
I mean, a tsundere is pretty much they love you, but they pretend they don't.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So
Actually, no,
then
that does
again,
fit Virgil, doesn't it?
yeah, but then again, he cut his son's hand off. So
Yeah,
it's
he
like,
did.
Yeah, maybe not.
He doesn't love his son.
No.
He's got a hate relationship with his brother, though.
Okay.
But we'll get into that when we cover Devil May Cry, which we'll
Right.
inevitably do eventually.
Eventually.
So there is a sex scene between Zagreus and Thanatos. That was quite good. But I'm instead going to focus on what the brothers are doing in the meantime on that.
oh,
because
please
Dante
say
and-
they're in the kitchen.
They are. They're in the lounge, just killing time while Zagreus and Thanatos get it on.
And listen.
And they're not listening. Dante is flirting with Megara.
Okay.
He's trying to get her to play cards, and there's a bit of there's some good love-hate discussion going on,
All right, okay.
and that's quite fun. But eventually Megara snaps and attacks Dante, and he's like, "Oh shit, gotta go." And Dante okay, I'm just going to describe the room for Nick's benefit. So there's the kitchen, and directly opposite the kitchen is Zagreus' bedroom.
Okay.
And through Zagreus' bedroom is the exit to get out of the House of Hades.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So Dante and Virgil just run straight through Zagreus's bedroom. It's mid intercourse, and I need to find exactly what they yell. It's really funny. Dante yells, "Here's hoping they're finished." They turn on their heels and ran through the open doors of the lounge. Dante didn't look back, but he heard the blue woman's fury behind him. He heard more tables being tossed aside and felt the breeze of her whip as she snapped it after them. Dante tore the curtains open and kept running through Zagreus' chambers. He didn't even pause to admire either of the muscular men, still in the process of putting on their clothes in order... Sorry. Still in the process of putting their clothes in order over their rippling frames. "Hey Zag, mean blue lady is mad at us. See you in the courtyard. Bye!" Dante got out as fast as he could as he zipped between them, Virgil at his side.
Brilliant.
Oh no.
And then Meg comes through, she's like, "Sorry for the trouble."
That's
She just
excellent.
has to go deal with them.
Yeah, this is sort of very Chuckle Brothers.
It is, isn't it?
If Chuckle Brothers had a lot more smut in it.
Yeah. So imagine my disappointment when it gets really dark, roughly where I finished.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
So, sorry, no, I'll get to that first. I just want to talk about a very funny scene I enjoyed. That is Dante and Zagreus comparing notes on swords they like. Because
Nice.
Dante collects occult weaponry, so does Zagreus, and yeah, as soon as he finds them all in the courtyard, he's like, "Nice! Oh, you've even got the spear! Perfect! Never thought I'd get to see that."
They've both studied the blade.
They both studied... Everyone in this fic has studied the blade, especially Virgil.
Excellent.
Dante introduces him to guns, and he's like, "Whoa, shit, that's cool."
Doesn't
And
Zagreus have a gun? He's got a fucking rail gun.
he does, but Dante's guns are cooler.
Yeah.
He's got the
that's
twin
fair.
pistols, which are smaller and can fire infinitely, unlike Zagreus' gun.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then Dante shows off his sword, which is... It pulses with a heartbeat of power that makes Zag's skin tingle.
Okay.
It's made of, like, solid lava. This is the new sword he gets in the 5th game.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But, anyway. They go do their run. They encounter all 3 of the Furies at once. Because there's 3 of them, there's 3 of the others. Time for a scrap.
Right.
And normally, when Zagreus kills someone, they wake up in the House of Hades.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen when Dante hurts people.
Oh, do they go to, like, super mega hell?
Yeah. So for the first time... So when this fight's going normally, and then Dante pulls his devil trigger, as they say, and he turns into a demon, and he brutally murders one of the sisters.
Oh, dear.
And it suddenly gets a lot more serious, because, yeah, they're not part of the Greek literature, so if they kill them, they don't come back, by the looks of it.
Oh, wow. So, like...
And suddenly it gets a lot more serious.
Yeah, I mean, this has taken a
Accidentally
turn for the...
gets turned
Yeah.
to turbo hell.
Yeah, potentially Turbo
Excellent.
Hell. Maybe they just stop existing.
God.
So normally when people die in Hades, they turn into like a little puddle of blood, and then that joins the river Styx. That leads all the way back.
Yeah, they don't bleed. Like, you literally kill them and then suddenly they're picked up and then just thrown face first into... Like, they just belly flop and then just...
I'll be
drift
honest,
down
I see
into the river.
Zagreus' death a lot more than the others. But when Dante and Virgil hurt the sisters, they turn into dust. Like, completely different. So Dante and Virgil have murdered 2 of the Furies, and it is possible they're not coming back. And that's something new and terrifying to the gods.
Oh, God.
Like, Meg is horrified at this. She's in tears. And Zagreus
Doesn't
is
even like her
stunned
sisters.
as well. She doesn't like her sisters. She doesn't want them permanently dead.
Yeah, fair play.
And, yeah. And Zagreus realizes, oh, they are not part of Greek mythology. Shit's fucked.
You don't go here, do you?
You're
Oh,
not from
dear.
round here, clearly. You've also
Are they
lied to me.
local?
How dare you
No,
lie
they're
to
not.
me? And
Oh, no.
after this fight, Virgil realizes he's got his power back. And one of the good things about Virgil's sword is it can cut a hole in the fabric of reality and teleport him. So He just skips the next 2 stages, goes back to the surface.
Fair enough.
Dickhead.
Well,
Yeah,
he just
and then he
melts
has-
out.
He has a chat with Zagreus' mum when he gets there.
Oh, yeah, alright. What a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, while they're fighting in there, how are you, babe? Huh?
Pretty much. Well, Dante and Virgil both go through that rift. Zagreus doesn't want to because they are clearly monsters.
Yeah.
They have a bit of a chat. It sets up this mystery of how Dante and Virgil are now in this realm. And Persephone gives them the suggestion to go search the darker ends of hell, like below the House of Hades. And he's looking for someone called Hecate,
Hecate?
who is the goddess of witchcraft, who doesn't come up in the game Hades. And that's where I left the fic.
Oh, right. So they're... I like how they've done their own sort of research into Greek mythology. They haven't just...
Yeah. They've done their own research. They've added new characters. And yeah, I'm going to continue with this one.
Yeah, that...
Like, I'm enjoying it. I wish it had stayed comedy, like pure comedy the whole way through. I like the idea of watching Dante and Virgil goof around through the depths of the Greek underworld.
They might get
But
it back
this is
later.
still really interesting.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And I do hope there is a way to bring the sisters back, because I feel awful if that's perma-death. But we'll see. It does mention Nero is going to show up eventually, and it does say they ship Nero and Zagreus at some point.
Alright, okay.
So I'm curious how that turns out. Nero looks a lot like Thanatos.
Right, I see.
I personally don't agree with that ship, though, because Nero is a good Christian boy who's very in love with his wife, and I don't think he'd cheat.
Is he married?
Yeah, he marries Kyrie, I think.
No, he actually marries her,
I'm
bloody
pretty
hell.
sure. It's implied, I think. If they don't get married, they will
Okay.
at some point. Nero's very much, he's a good church boy, and like he offers that poor homeless man soup right before that said homeless man chops his arm off. Like, Nero's very kind of, he's a good man.
Fair enough, okay.
And yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed this. As I say, I'll carry on with it.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Hope it comes back to a comedic turn, but I'm on board to see where this goes. So actually, one point I don't like. I don't ship Dante and Virgil together. There is a sex scene with those two in there as well that I skipped.
Well, I suppose it is fan fiction, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. Siblings, it's not for me.
But yeah, no, it's fair enough. I mean, I'll tell you what, it's dedication, though. I was just looking at the word count that's so far.
Yeah. It is 100,000 words.
Oh, just the sex scene or the whole thing?
Yeah, it's just a
I'll
really,
let you
really long
decide.
sex scene. Read it and find out.
Ooh, update. Since we last recorded, I have beaten Theseus in a fight.
Hey!
I have not beaten Hades
No,
himself.
he's
Right,
he's
okay.
ridiculous.
He kicks my ass immediately after that. But
Right, okay, fair enough.
it's progress. We're getting there.
Reminds
Yeah.
me of my
fair
dad.
Well, I didn't know he was that tall, had a beard.
He's just a dick.
Creepy. Oh, right.
Right, okay.
I see. Okay.
Grace's,
So, Nick, what have you been reading?
Grace's dad, literally Hades. Okay, so I've been reading something called Dog Petting Heist by Rob Norris.
Yes, I've been looking forward to this because dogs.
Yeah, dogs.
Fluffy
The
boys.
dogs. Yeah.
Well, it is one dog with
Exactly,
3 heads.
it's 3 for the price of 1.
Well, it's this is quite interesting because it's set in an alternate reality where Zagreus and Thanatos et al. Are they are very much sort of like young adults who are just out of high school, that kind of thing.
I've literally just read the
Yeah,
tag.
that suits both of them.
Hades runs an antique store.
Yes, he does. He does. It's Hades runs an antique store. Thanatos works for him as a buyer. Basically, I think the reason why Hades is pissed off at Zagreus is because Zagreus went away to a dance school, despite him having a heart condition, and Hades wanted him to get a business degree and come work for him in the family firm.
Wow.
This sort of antique store thing.
Okay.
That's very specific.
So yeah, it
I like
opens.
it.
It opens with. Oh, sorry. I should maybe sort of mention the tags and the ships
And
in this.
who
This is
wrote
very
it?
much a Thanatos, and yeah, I did mention who wrote it.
How's it pronounced?
You did.
Rob Knotts. That's how I'm pronouncing it.
Oh, I've been reading it wrong. Alright.
I can't see it another
I
way to
didn't
pronounce
see
that,
the
Grace,
A
so
for
I'm
some
curious.
reason, but okay.
Rob
Yeah.
Knotts.
Rob Knotts.
Okay. Apologies to Rob Knotts. But yeah,
It's Grace's fault.
this is very much a Thanatos / Zagreus fic.
Okay.
Although it's a lot deeper than at first thought when you go into it, because honestly, I was pleasantly surprised by this fic, because I came for the dog petting, and I left having read a ship, which was quite nice. So so it opens. Thanatos is finally asleep. It's about 1 a.m, and he gets a phone call. That phone call is Zagreus. He's a little bit drunk. However, Thanatos isn't as annoyed as he would be if it was anybody else, because he has this sort of like unrequited love for Thanatos, for Zagreus. Like, Zagreus seems to be oblivious, so basically, Zagreus is asking for a ride. He's asking for a lift somewhere. He's at this party being thrown by Dionysus. And Dionysus, my apologies.
The god of parties.
Yeah, to the Greek god of parties. It is established that since he's been kicked out of the house by his dad Hades, Zagreus has been couch surfing at his friends.
Okay.
So he sort of has no real, place to stay. He just stays for a couple of days here and a couple of days there, and wherever he can stay, really. And anyway, he found himself at Dionysus's house, and Dionysus thought that this was a great excuse to throw a party. Yeah, so Thanatos is a bit annoyed at this. He says, "Well, aren't you at your cousin's house? Can't he just drive you?" Zagreus chuckles. "I don't think he should. I'm probably the least smashed person here." So,
Oh dear.
yeah, it sounds like quite a party going on. But basically, we get the gist of the entire story here, because Zagreus asks Thanatos to drive him to his dad's house.
Okay.
Why is that?
Yeah, so Thanatos thinks this is a bit nefarious. He's saying, "I'm not aiding and abetting you in egging your dad's car." Of course, Zagreus is like, "Oh, I should totally do that, but I wouldn't make you help me do something like that. I don't want to get you in trouble at work." So yeah, Zagreus is conscientious. No, he's a nice guy. He wouldn't do anything to get his friend in trouble or anything like that. And so it goes on. There's a pause. Thanatos can hear the thudding of bass music, probably in another room in the background of the call. And Zagreus says, "You're going to think it's silly," because he wants to go say hi to Cerberus. Apparently somebody brought the dog to the party, and he hung out with it, and it was the sweetest little dog. And he ended up missing his three-headed dog.
Oh, their dog. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
their
thought they
dog.
meant Cerberus came to the party.
No,
not okay.
not Cerberus. Not Cerberus. Okay, so Thanatos ends up getting the address off Zagreus, and gets dressed, gets in his car, drives over to the party.
What sort of car do you think?
No,
Thanatos
Grace,
drives?
no.
Answer
No.
the question. What's
This
an
isn't
edgy
car
car?
talk.
What's an edgy car for a Lord
A
of
Lord
the
of the
Dead? I reckon it'd be a Mercedes.
Bearing in
or
mind,
something
this is
bullshit.
an
No.
old...
He wears black
He's gonna
and
be
he's got
driving
white
a
hair and
hearse.
carries a scythe.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that's fair.
He is...
it's cheaper than a van.
So a
Yeah, that's
Jaguar.
it. He is...
Or, yeah, the Dracula.
Yeah, he is very much the sort of gothy, edgy teen in this, or the gothy, edgy ex-teen who didn't really grow
Honestly,
out of
it's
his
not
face.
Thanatos if he isn't portrayed as an edgy gothy teen.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, basically, anyway, he's going out, and he's trying to be quiet because he doesn't want to wake his mum up, who is Nyx, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, Nyx is correct.
Yeah. However,
Nyx is Thanatos' mom. Yeah, that.
Yeah. Nyx
tracks.
is Thanatos' mom.
Cool.
Yeah. However, he's sort of trying to sneak out, but he drops his keys and wakes up Hypnos, who is asleep on the couch.
Classic Hypnos.
Yeah, basically classic Hypnos. He's wondering if he's wondering if Thanatos is going to hang out with Zagreus because Zagreus still owes him $20. Because
that heads up.
Yeah, because he ate some of his edibles, which are them weed gummies that get you high.
Yeah.
So
that's such an old man. Oh, those marijuana.
Yes, the old marijuana edibles.
Yeah. Don't talk weed, kids.
We're all boobers here.
So, basically, he pulls up outside, honks the horn, the Twister players cheer and flip him off and stuff like that. And he waits for Zagreus to exit the house, who he does. He weaves his way through the throng of people between the house and the street, accepting high fives, slaps on the back, hugs, and one lingering kiss on the cheek.
Oh.
Thanatos tries very hard not to clench his hands against the steering wheel.
Oh, he's jelly.
Yeah, Thanatos is very jelly. So anyway, Thanatos rolls down the window and says, as you've rightly spotted, Jim, welcome to the Black Parade, Zag.
Hey.
Hey!
I mean, if anyone is familiar with the Black Parade, it's Thanatos.
Yeah, pretty much. It is sort of explained later that he had a thing for the lead singer of My Chemical Romance while he was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like a thing. But anyway, that happens later. Okay, so, basically, Zagreus gets in the car, but before they can go away, Dionysus wanders out the house. Sort of Thanatos doesn't really like Dionysus. He doesn't really fit in with his world picture, so he wants to drive away. But Zagreus is already sort of waving at Dionysus, and putting the window down to sort of speak to him. He says, "Dionysus," he cheers as the cousin himself reaches the car,
that's really
leaning
good
against
dialogue.
it on an arm. "What's up, mate?" So
I just like Thanatos' internal monologue.
It's absolutely
so referencing
brilliant.
a critically acclaimed album
so
I like is out of place, but talking like a fucking pirate is perfectly fine.
Yeah, so Thanatos is having a little sort of moment with him.
Zagreus does say mate.
Yes.
Lots in the game.
Oh, really? Oh, so that...
Yeah, that's why he's like, what's up, mate?
Nice.
But he says it in like more of like a Cockney sort of way.
Ah, right, yeah, I get it.
He strikes me as like some American high schooler who is pretending to be British to be cool or something.
Yes.
It's that kind
the
of
internet
accent.
dubbed those people T-boos,
Yeah.
which I really like.
Yeah.
Same.
Things happen, and Thanatos and Zagreus finally extricate themselves from Dionysus. They take off into the night, and they are bound for Mr. Hades' house.
Mm-hmm.
Which you might think it's kind of reckless coming from Thanatos, because of course Mr. Hades is his employer, and he's going to sneak into his back garden so that Hades' estranged son can pet some dogs.
Seems worth it to me.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, it goes on. Over on the car journey here, there's quite a lot of character development between Zagreus and Thanatos. We sort of learn from the things that Zagreus is saying in his semi-inebriated state, what's been happening in his life, and how he sort of cares for Thanatos as a friend and things like that. And we also learn from the description written by the author of what Thanatos is thinking at the time, how much he sort of feels for Zagreus, and you get the sort of impression that Thanatos wants them to be more than friends, put it that way. And he's held this sort of... Well, it's not even a crush, really. It's more sort of pining for a very, very long time. 15 years, about that. This is also where you learn that Zagreus has a heart condition, and while he was away at dance school, he sadly went into cardiac arrest.
Ooh.
So, at which point, when he'd heard the news, Thanatos had been away on an auction buying antiques for Hades' shop, and he'd gone and had a panic attack in the bathroom.
Shit.
Yeah, bless him. This gets sort of kind of dark before it gets light again.
They weren't kidding when they said 1/4 feelings.
Yeah, that's it. There's a lot of feelings, mostly Thanatos's. But it's good. It's really good. Okay, so they park in a middle-class neighbourhood where Mr. Hades lives. And I love the description here. Mr. Hades lives in a middle-class neighbourhood with houses of varying shades of beige. Thanatos isn't sure if it's because the Homeowners Association has an iron grip on paint choices or if the people are simply boring. It's looked exactly the same for as long as he can remember.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That doesn't sound like the Hades I know and love, but it's an AU.
Yeah, that's it. It's an AU.
Like,
I
the
think,
House of Hades is big and gothic.
Oh, yeah.
Though he does leave his son to decorate.
Yeah,
so
but
I
the
wonder...
moment, yeah, but like he hates everything you choose. He wants
Maybe he
it kind
does
of
want
to
it
stay
beige.
the way it is all the time.
Because Grace, you may know this better than me.
Instructive.
There isn't a beige option when you're decorating the House of Hades in the game, is there? Oh, is there?
There is.
Well, are you really decorating then?
It's not labelled as beige. I think it's named as like dried bones
Okay.
or something stupid.
Because all I've seen are like bright purples and bright reds, and of course he hates them if he's really into beige.
Honestly, I put some flowers up, and like Nix was like, "Oh, thank you, they're lovely," and then he was just like, "Fucking flowers, get." Oh,
Excellent.
what is this? This is a house of death, damn it.
Oh, brilliant! I'm
He's
kind
such a
of.
tool.
Take your hydrangeas and fuck off.
It's I am kind of guessing that sort of outwardly the kind of image that Mr. Hades is trying to portray in this is he's kind of like an upstanding pillar of the community. You know, like a shrewd businessman who deals in only the finest of antiques and things like that.
That's the impression I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm liking this discussion that Thanatos wants to see some dogs.
Oh yes, yeah.
The siren call of seeing the best boys in the world.
Yeah,
Zagreus nods.
that's lovely. That is a good description of dogs everywhere, really.
I disagree, but whatever.
Yeah,
Team
I know.
cats.
I know. There are people who prefer cats over dogs and people who are wrong. But there we go.
I agree. There's people who prefer cats and people who are wrong.
Ah, yeah. I fucked
That's
that
exactly
up.
what you said.
It's getting late. Anyway.
I'm keeping that in.
Of course. Yes, of course you are.
We'll see.
Okay, so basically, Thanatos is thinking that he should sort of make a joke about him being gay because he doesn't think Zagreus knows. So yeah, it's established in this story that Zagreus is in fact bisexual. So it's not as if nothing can ever happen.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if he doesn't know that Thanatos is gay, then he can never view him as a possible interest. But if he doesn't know that Thanatos is gay, then there's less of a chance of him finding out about Thanatos' carefully concealed depth of feeling towards him. But if he never finds that out, then there's no way they can ever... You see, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, all this stuff is going on in Thanatos' head while he's helping Zagreus climb over a wall to go pet some dogs. Do you see what I mean? There's kind of like...
Yeah, this is very teen angst. And I mean that as a compliment.
Oh yeah, this fic promised something, and then it delivers on that promise, but it also delivers on a lot more stuff and stuff like that.
I get the feeling this is going to end in the morning with Zagreus stood outside Thanatos' bedroom holding a boombox.
Yes, from
That's
saying
all I want to see.
Anywho, so they get to the wall. They climb over the wall into Mr. Hades' back garden and skirt the perimeter of the wall to find a big red dog kennel with 3 dogs inside it.
Oh.
Not a 3-headed dog, 3 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And it is established...
Well,
yeah, that's it, modern
AU,
AU. But it is established that when he was 8 and he got the dogs, Zagreus just called them all Cerberus. Cerberus, Cerberus, and Cerberus. But
Oh,
I don't know if this is
excellent.
sort of like true to the game. It looked as if it was, but apparently there's one dog which is quite standoffish. There's one dog that's quite lazy,
Yes.
and there's one that likes being pet. There's one that likes
Hmm.
being scratched.
Only one of them likes being petted.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's one that's always asleep,
Yeah.
and the other one that's
yeah,
like,
that's it.
whatever.
So yeah, I
Excellent.
guess that's canon anyway. Yeah, it's also established that when Zagreus got kicked out, these dogs went on a rampage,
Yes.
and they
That happens in the game.
they fucked up his dad's favourite armchair and stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Mhm.
and yada yada yada. And then he gets a bit sad because, of course, Zagreus can't be with his dogs, and his dogs are quite old now. So,
Oh,
I mean, Thanatos doesn't really know what to say. He eventually, he eventually settles on. I think they're just happy to see you no matter what. They miss you because they love you.
say hello,
Yeah.
Than. Be polite. Hello, Cerberus.
Yeah.
Cerberus and Cerberus.
Yeah, you can just say Cerberus, it's quicker. Cerberus?
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, after this sort of bit of exposition, and there's a lot of sort of internal monologuing going on in Thanatos' head about how much he loves Zagreus and things like that. And then there is there's a lamp on the patio. It's got a motion sensor on, and it's tripped
Oh,
by
no.
a massive rat.
Yeah, so I just read that line, and I'm curious, because it says a rat the size of a Yorkie. Now, in Britain, a Yorkie is a chocolate bar.
It's also a dog.
It's also a dog.
Yeah, Yorkshire Terrier.
It's also a Yorkshire Terrier.
Okay, so we reckon it's the dog.
I think it's a dog because a dog is bigger than the chocolate bar.
Yeah, but that seems too big for a rat.
I don't know, those chocolate bars are pretty big. No, I don't know, I've seen some rats
Okay.
Yeah,
almost the
you
size of a
can
Yorkshire
you can
Terrier.
get pretty huge rats.
They are
I
massive.
see.
Fucking
it's-
horrendous rats.
Shame, I was really hoping like the Yorkie bar was like a good metric that we could use.
It's the size of a
Like-
Yorkie bar.
How big is that
They've
dog? Oh,
got-
about 3 Yorkies.
I tell you what, some of those rats have testicles the same size
Yeah.
as human
Oh,
testicles.
God.
Yeah,
and it's
they're-
horrendous. Like they drag behind, and it's just
Yeah,
like, what?
absolutely.
Thanks for the animal facts, Grace.
Yeah, more Grace's animal facts.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I hate this segment. Can we stop doing
It
this
always
segment?
seems to revolve
please?
around genitals as well.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, no, carrying on.
Sorry,
Anyway,
carrying on.
that's tripped the light. Of course, that guides the dog's attention to the rat, and they bark and they want to be after it and stuff like that. So, of course, they've woken Mr. Hades up.
Oh no.
So, yeah, basically, they're sort of running for the wall. Zagreus is like, Than, you have to climb over the fence first. You've more risk if my father catches you. Here, step on my hands. And Thanatos is like, we can climb the fence at the same time. Just start climbing the fence. I swear to God,
Oh,
So
dear.
they're having this argument. Mr. Hades opens the door and starts sort of chasing them. Still no idea who they are, I don't think. And they screech off into, in Thanatos' car, laughing away at the night and the young adulty thing that they managed to get themselves into
Mhm.
tonight. They go back to Thanatos'. Hypnos is asleep on the couch. So,
So Zach can't stay there.
yeah, that's it. Zag can't stay there.
Mm.
Hypnos wakes up and asks for his $20 back.
Good.
Because, of course. And Dionysus even, gave Zagreus a bottle of margarita mix, which he gives
Of
to
course.
Hypnos in lieu of payment, who just drinks the fucking lot
Mm.
and says, that's okay, now you only owe me $15.
For a classy... No, it's worth more.
Yeah, that's it. But, anyway.
Very on brand for Hades, just
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
people alcohol to make
Pretty
them like
much.
you.
Yeah, that's all you do in the game to make friends.
Oh, well, there we go then. Yeah, so,
Also, I noticed that Sharon runs a food truck in this,
yes, he does. Yeah.
which also fits with how he plays in the game.
Oh, right. I thought he was a skeleton with no
He's a skeleton. He runs a shop, and you can buy food there.
Oh,
He
okay.
does. You
can.
literally buy chips and a wrap.
Nice. Chips and a wrap.
For health.
Brilliant.
You can also buy favors from him.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Zagreus clearly can't sleep on the couch, so he now has to sleep in Thanatos' room.
Ooh.
He decides that he's going to sleep on the floor, despite Thanatos wanting to sleep on the bed. Not with him. Thanatos was going to sleep on the floor. And anyway,
I wonder how they're going to resolve this.
Well, yeah, that doesn't
I'm not wondering.
sort of really happen. Really happen in this.
Okay, so they don't smooch.
They don't smooch. It's still kind of sweet though. Even if Thanatos walks in on Zagreus with his shirt off, and
Scandalous.
he likes what he sees. Basically,
Don't blame him.
Yeah, Dan School has been treating Zagreus well, so he has pecs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been treating
That's
him
how
well.
they put it in.
Oh, is that how it's described?
Yeah, that's how it's described. So, anyway, they do the whole
Nicely
sleepover thing. When you laid there in the dark with your friends and you're talking bollocks and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanatos tells Zagreus how much he means to him, and Zagreus does the same thing. And then he just blurts out, "I'm gay." He immediately wants to die. He wants his comforter to come alive and smother him. Also, my mother says you're welcome to stay for breakfast tomorrow morning. I have to leave for work at 6, but you can sleep as long as you want. She said she wanted to see you. She usually makes omelettes. He's trying desperately to cover up what he's just said. Absolutely.
And Zagreus knew all along.
Yeah, Zagreus is like, thanks for telling me, Than, although I sort of figured. Because he was apparently
he knew he was gay because he listened to MCR.
Yeah, he was really fixated on that My Chemical Romance guy when we were in middle school. So, yeah. Gerard Way, the world's best vampire, making an appearance there.
Good callback.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, and after that, they, Zagreus
back in 2005, the best metric for if someone was gay was if they liked MCR. At least according to us during high school.
Yeah.
When we were 13.
Yeah, it's really weird though, because now I listen to the music with a sense of nostalgia, and I'm like, this was actually really good.
Yeah.
Why was I so down on them back in the day, So,
well, no comment.
In summary, this fic was a pleasant surprise. I came for the dogs, and I stayed for the incredibly well written feelings and thoughts going on inside Thanatos' head. I
feel like this was more than 1/4 feelings.
Yeah, that's it. It was.
That's
really
not a bad
nice.
thing. I just think they should adjust the tags.
Yeah, that's it. It was really nice, and I'd say to anybody who was considering reading this fic, go read this fic, because it's very lovely and mushy, and it kind of took me back because it's like two young adults doing stupid things in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there we go. That's all I've got to say on that. It was good. It was very good. I really enjoyed it.
Same.
Yep, come for the dog pets,
Having
stay for
skimmed
the
through.
feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought
thought
as
it was
well.
really cute. It was just endearing. I've had quite an endearing time of this apartment.
Well, mine was fun to begin with, and there's a chance it will go back to being kind of light-hearted and fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you go back after murdering someone's
I
sister?
don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
Zagreus doubts in that fic that, maybe they are still alive. But he doesn't know for sure.
They're sent to the wrong
Yeah,
hell.
it could be.
maybe they end up going back into hell to go get them.
I mean, they'd probably...
They end up in Christian hell by mistake, and the devil's there like, who the fuck
Yeah.
are you two? And they're like...
I mean, Devil May Cry, I'm not sure it is the Christian hell they end in, because they don't meet Lucifer or anyone. The big bad's...
I thought they literally fought Satan.
His name is Mundus in that, though. Who is sort of legally
okay.
distinct Satan.
But yeah, I was going to say, maybe it's like a legally distinct version of Christian hell, because...
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah, you know how Satan's lawyers can be.
Yeah.
The-
I mean, everyone's a devil's advocate these days, so... it
Hey!
Oh, no.
Nice!
makes sense. Zing! Okay, on that note, I think that's all we have time for.
Yeah, that's it. I will
Probably.
be.
Yeah.
I will be going to bed a lot happier because I know there's sort of like all this mushy stuff in the world.
Mm. So yeah, thank you to our authors. We had a lot of fun reading that. And
Thank you very much.
join us next time when we cover something. I don't think we've decided what we're covering next.
No, we
We'll see.
haven't, but we will see.
We will work that out later on.
Our podcast
yeah.
is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
But we're never going to be the bounty. That's our promise.
No. we hope
If
not.
podcasting is a box of chocolates, none of our episodes are going to be the bounties. Bounties are shit.
That's it.
We're more like Snickers.
Yeah, we're Snickers to Milky Way. Kind of.
Well, I don't know. You see, you either die the galaxy truffle or you live long enough to see yourself become the bounty.
Yeah. See, I don't rank the truffles either.
Oh, what?
Here's the thing. Bounties are the highest ranking chocolate.
What?
By what
Because-
metric?
Because by the metric that when people voted, the old dears in their thousands were like, it's the only one that we can bite through, and it reminds us of when fruit you couldn't get in the UK, and they were exotic, and so bounties.
No,
were
I don't
voted.
believe that. I reckon it was 4chan.
No,
Because 4chan have this awful habit of rigging polls.
Oh,
Like the time they sent Taylor Swift to a school for the deaf and that sort of thing.
yeah, that.
They
Oh.
probably rigged it so bounties
They
were the most
didn't.
popular.
Oh, shit. Were these the same people that sent Kanye West to what's
It was
called?
Pitbull and
Alaska.
yes.
Yes.
It was.
Yes, they did. Also, the same
Excellent.
people who found Shia LaBeouf's flag using nothing but a live
Yes.
stream of the flag fluttering in the
Sky.
breeze.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Oh, is-
I don't mind. I'm about to.
Hi, Grace's
I'm
mum.
still doing this.
Grace's henchman
Rose's henchman.
just wandered in, ripped the door off.
Have you seen my protein?
Just
I
rips
need
the
to
door.
fight Godzilla tomorrow. I need to be ready.
Just rips the door off and goes, "Grace, do you want any tea, love?"
Literally, just the door just opened. It's like, when do you want the rice? And I was like,
Well, the rice
we
must
need to
flow
finish
soon.
Oh dear.
So yeah, let's call it there. I
Yeah.
think we've said enough.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.